Hey guys, it's Matcha and welcome to another video. Today we'll be talking about AI artists and why you're using that term wrong. Before we get into it, I would like to say that my mic isn't that great and I'm still figuring out the setup of how I'm doing things with my videos. So just be aware of that. And without further ado, let's get into it. With the uprise of AI, there has been many conversations and debates on the topic of AI art. With this in mind, you've probably seen people in online settings call themselves AI artists. And when I hear that, I can't help but think how people use that term, the intent of it, and how it changes the meaning of the word artist. Typing a prompt into an algorithm doesn't make you an artist, any more than ordering a portrait makes you a painter. But for some reason, that line has gotten blurry, and I think that's on purpose, or at the very least, subconscious. Today, I want to talk about why the term AI artist is being misused and what that says about how we view art, effort, and identity in the age of automation. Before anyone gets defensive, don't get me wrong, this isn't another AI art is bad rant saying, I hate AI slop. I think we've seen enough of those to last a lifetime, with AI developing more and more. We're bound to see thousands more. Every corner of the internet's already covered it, from tech bros to traditional painters, and I'm not here to debate that. I'm here to talk about something smaller, but honestly just as important: language. Specifically, how people are using the wrong literary and conceptual terms when they talk about AI and creativity, because words matter. And calling yourself an AI artist isn't just inaccurate, but it completely rewrites what the word artist even means. So let's start with what people mean when they say AI artist. Usually it's someone who uses AI generators like Midjourney, DALL-E, or Stable Diffusion to create images. They type in a few descriptive prompts, just tweak the settings a bit, and boom, they've made art. And to be fair, some of those images are impressive in current times, but calling the user of that program an artist, that's where things start to fall apart. Because when you really think about it, what they're doing is commissioning a machine. They're describing what they want, and the machine does the labor. That's not art making, that's art requesting. Some might argue that it's still considered art because a human still comes up with the idea, but that brings the question of how much human involvement art has to have to consider the person an artist. And unfortunately, there's no concrete answer to that. Here's the clearest way to think about it. If I pay a human artist to draw my original character, I'm commissioning them. I'm giving them a description, a concept, an idea. However, the artist is still the one with the skill, the training, and the creative execution. No one would look at that and go, "Oh wow, you're such a talented artist for describing that scene." Because you're not. You're the client, and that's okay. And yet, when people type that same description into a text box, suddenly they're calling themselves artists. The process hasn't changed, only the worker has. It's still a commission, just without consent, compensation, or artistry. Being an artist is more than producing an image. It's using composition, anatomy, lighting, emotion, storytelling, and most importantly, soul. It's all the tiny invisible decisions that happen between an idea and a result. Art is a language, and AI users are essentially skipping the part where they learn how to speak it. That's what separates art from output. And I think a lot of people cling to the title artist, not because they want to create, but because they want to be seen as creative, without the time, failure, or growth that real artistry demands. Now I know some people might say, okay, but who cares what they call themselves? But this just isn't a language nitpick. It's about value and the weight of our words and how we use them. But when people start equating prompt typing with artistry, they're erasing the skill and labor that actual artists put in. It's already hard enough for artists to get paid fairly, and now they're competing with tools trained without their permission on their work. And somehow, the users of those tools get to call themselves artists too? That's not evolution, that's appropriation. I think what's really going on is psychological. Most AI artists don't care about art, they care about identity. They want the validation that comes with being called creative. It's not about painting or composition or meaning, it's about association. They want to belong to the title without trying to create something on their own. And that's kind of sad, honestly, because anyone can become an artist, but you can't skip the journey that makes it real. Now don't get me wrong, AI can be a useful tool. If someone uses it for brainstorming ideas and not images, then that's fine. But the key word there is tool. It assists you. It doesn't define you. So call yourself an AI user. Call yourself a curator or a prompt engineer. But don't call yourself an artist for pressing generate. Because being an artist isn't about what tool you use. It's about whether the choices, the imperfections, and the heart behind it are yours. Anyways, that's just my take. I'm not trying to spark another AI bad debate. I'm just trying to remind people that words mean things. And when we start warping them to make ourselves feel better, we risk losing the meaning behind the things we claim to love. But that's just how I view things. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and keep on drawing. Thanks for watching.